The Bilderberg Group, Bilderberg Conference, Bilderberg Meetings, or Bilderberg Club is an annual private conference of 120 to 150 people of the European and North American political elite, experts from industry, finance, academia, and the media, established in 1954 by Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands. Origin: the first conference was held at the Hotel de Bilderberg in Oosterbeek, Netherlands, from 29 to May 31, 1954. It was initiated by several people, including Polish politician in exile Joseph Riedinger, who, concerned about the growth of anti-Americanism in Western Europe, proposed an international conference at which leaders from European countries and the United States would be brought together with the aim of promoting Atlanticism, better understanding between the cultures of the United States and Western Europe, to foster cooperation on political, economic, and defense issues. Riedinger approached Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands, who agreed to promote the idea, together with former Belgian Prime Minister Paul van Zeeland, and the then head of Unilever, Dutchman Paul Rijkens. Bernhard in turn contacted Walter Bedell Smith, then head of the CIA, who asked Eisenhower advisor Charles Douglas Jackson to deal with the suggestion. The guest list was to be drawn up by inviting 2 attendees from each nation, one of each to represent conservative and liberal points of view. 50 delegates from 11 countries in Western Europe attended the first conference, along with 11 Americans. The success of the meeting led the organizers to arrange an annual conference. A permanent steering committee was established with Riedinger appointed as permanent secretary. As well as organizing the conference, the steering committee also maintained a register of attendee names and contact details with the aim of creating an informal network of individuals who could call upon one another in a private capacity. Conferences were held in France, Germany, and Denmark over the following 3 years. In 1957, the first U.S. conference was held on St. Simon's Island, Georgia, with $30,000 from the Ford Foundation. The foundation also supplied funding for the 1959 and 1963 conferences. Activities and goals: the group's original goal of promoting Atlanticism, of strengthening U.S. European relations and preventing another world war has grown. The Bilderberg Group's theme is to bolster a consensus around free market Western capitalism and its interests around the globe, according to Andrew Kakabadset. In 2001, Dennis Healy, a Bilderberg Group founder and a steering committee member for 30 years, said, "To say we were striving for a one-world government is exaggerated, but not wholly unfair. Those of us in Bilderberg felt we couldn't go on forever fighting one another for nothing and killing people and rendering millions homeless. So we felt that a single community throughout the world would be a good thing." According to the web page of the group, the meetings are conducted under the Chatham House rule, allowing the participants to use any information they gained during the meeting, but not to disclose the names of the speakers or any other participants. According to former chairman Etienne Davignon in 2011, a major attraction of Bilderberg Group meetings is that they provide an opportunity for participants to speak and debate candidly and to find out what major figures really think, without the risk of off-the-cuff comments becoming fodder for controversy in the media. A 2008 press release from the American Friends of Bilderberg stated that Bilderberg's only activity is its annual conference and that at the meetings, no resolutions were proposed, no votes taken, and no policy statements issued. However, in November 2009, the group hosted a dinner meeting at the Château of Val de Chaise in Brussels outside its annual conference to promote the candidacy of Herman Van Rompuy for President of the European Council. Organizational structure: meetings are organized by a steering committee with 2 members from each of approximately 18 nations. Official posts include a chairman and an honorary secretary general. The group's rules do not contain a membership category, but former participants receive the annual conference reports. The only category that exists is member of the steering committee. Besides the committee, there is a separate advisory group with overlapping membership. Dutch economist Ernst van der Beugel became permanent secretary in 1960, upon Riedinger's death. Prince Bernhard continued to serve as the meeting's chairman until 1976, the year of his involvement in the Lockheed affair. The position of honorary American Secretary General has been held successively by Joseph E. Johnson of the Carnegie Endowment, William Bundy of Princeton, Theodore L. Eliot, Jr., former U.S. Ambassador to Afghanistan, and Casimir A. Yost of Georgetown University's Institute for the Study of Diplomacy. According to James A. Bill, the steering committee usually met twice a year to plan programs and to discuss the participant list. In 2002, author John Ronson wrote that the group has a small central office in Holland which each year decides what country will host the forthcoming meeting. The host country then has to book an entire hotel for 4 days, plus arrange catering, transport and security. To fund this, the host solicits donations from sympathetic corporations such as Barclays, Fiat Automobiles, GlaxoSmithKline, Heinz, Nokia, and Xerox. Participants. About 2/3 of the participants come from Europe and the rest from North America, 1/3 from politics and government and the rest from other fields. Historically, attendee lists have been weighted toward bankers, politicians, directors of large businesses and board members from large publicly traded corporations, including IBM, Xerox, Royal Dutch Shell, Nokia, and Daimler. Heads of state, including former King Juan Carlos I of Spain and former Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, have attended meetings. A source connected to the group told the Daily Telegraph in 2013 that other individuals, whose names are not publicly issued, sometimes turn up just for the day at the group's meetings. Criticism. Partly because of its working methods to ensure strict privacy, the Bilderberg Group has been criticized for its lack of transparency and accountability. The undisclosed nature of the proceedings have given rise to several conspiracy theories. This outlook has been popular on both extremes of the political spectrum, even if they disagree about the exact nature of the group's intentions. Some on the left accuse the Bilderberg Group of conspiring to impose capitalist domination, while some on the right have accused the group of conspiring to impose a world government and planned economy. In 2005, Davignon discussed accusations of the group striving for a one-world government with the BBC. It is unavoidable and it doesn't matter. There will always be people who believe in conspiracies, but things happen in a much more incoherent fashion. When people say this is a secret government of the world, I say that if we were a secret government of the world we should be bloody ashamed of ourselves. In a 1994 report Right Who's Left, published by the Political Research Associates, investigative journalist Chip Burlett argued that right-wing populist conspiracy theories about the Bilderberg Group date back as early as 1964 and can be found in Phyllis Schlafly's self-published book A Choice, Not an Echo, which promoted a conspiracy theory in which the Republican Party was secretly controlled by elitist intellectuals dominated by members of the Bilderberg Group, whose internationalist policies would pave the way for world communism. In August 2010, former Cuban President Fidel Castro wrote a controversial article for the Cuban Communist Party newspaper Granma in which he cited Daniel Estolin's 2006 book The Secrets of the Bilderberg Club, which, as quoted by Castro, describes sinister cliques and the Bilderberg lobbyists manipulating the public to install a world government that knows no borders and is not accountable to anyone but its own self. Proponents of Bilderberg conspiracy theories in the United States include individuals and groups such as the John Birch Society, political activist Phyllis Schlafly, writer Jim Tucker, political activist Lyndon LaRouche, radio host Alex Jones, and politician Jesse Ventura, who made the Bilderberg Group a topic of a 2009 episode of his True TV series Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura. Non-American proponents include Lithuanian writer Daniel Estolin. Concerns about lobbying have arisen. Ian Richardson sees Bilderberg as the transnational power elite, an integral, and to some extent critical, part of the existing system of global governance, that is not acting in the interests of the whole.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.